Parliament is still keeping tabs for us in the county of Nyeri, Othaya. As the nation continues mourning the death of the late President Kibaki, resident of Kwa Maiko village, that's in Githunguri, Kiambu County, mourn a leader who they say supported them selflessly, particularly the PCEA Church, Kambui, where the late president held his wedding with the love of his life, late Lucy Muthoni Kibaki. Now, the village has a unique history, as Kibaki used to visit Lucy while she was a teacher at Kambui Teachers College before they got married. Our reporter Kimani Githuku visited the village and filed the following report.
The love between the late President Mwai Kibaki and First Lady Lucy Kibaki was evident. They were always together in the public, with many cherishing their marriage. But do you know where the love story began? The tiny Kwa Maiko village in Githunguri, Kiambu County. The late Lucy was teaching at Kambui Teachers College, while his then boyfriend, President Mwai Kibaki, could shuttle between Nairobi and Kambui. Kibaki and Lucy exchanged vows in 1961 in a colorful ceremony at the PCEA Church in Kambui. The wedding was officiated by Reverend Wanyoike Kamawe. This church, which was opened in 1951, has a unique history of the country's third president.
He assisted us so much in the construction of our new sanctuary. It had somehow stuck, and when our people approached him, he never questioned them. He was very generous, and he gave them enough money to complete the church. So we really appreciate. And even the wife came here just before, and she also assisted a lot in the high school, because it used to be a training school.
Tukamwambia tumejenga kanisa, imefika kiwango yenye tumeshindwa na tunaomba atusaidie. Saa hiyo hiyo alituandikia 1 million shillings check. Tulitoka hapo tulikuwa na furaha. Tulitoka hapo tulikuwa tumesikia roho zetu zimebarikiwa sana.
Kibaki and Lucy would later join close friends for an evening party at the Kwa Maiko shopping center at the late Mary Wahito's shop, a popular shop by then.
They were entertained here by our mother, and remember we were sent to bring some meat from the other place here, neighboring shop, to boost the luncheon.
There was a needy case of someone who had a road accident, and a friend of mine asked me, why don't you have mentioned you are known to Kibaki, why don't you take this karatasi ya kuchanga pesa ya mazishi, because that friend of mine lost her sister and a brother through a road accident from Mombasa, and she was my colleague in Ministry of Health. She was one of the secretaries. So I took courage and went to Kibaki's office, and he was very delighted to meet me and to know, oh, you are a niece to my best man, the late Mr. Kamakiru. I'm very happy. Where are you? How are your parents? So I told him, so we had a chat with him, and he told me he's happy to meet me. And I still remember he donated a whole 5,000 shillings as that was in 1979.
They were later on blessed with 4 children: Judy Wajiko, Jimmy Kibaki, David Kagai, and Tony Gethenji.
Our worry now is what will happen, who is coming, what kind of a leader will that person be. That is our worry now. Would we get somebody like Kibaki? Would we get somebody like Uhuru? Or so we are nervous.
Wawe wazuri, watu wanapenda watu, kusikiza watu, kuelewana, na vita hatutaki. Unajua uchaguzi ikiingia tunaanza kupigana, na mtu akishindwa akubali ameshindwa. Kwa hivyo tunaomba hayo yote Mungu atusaidie.
Residents of Kwa Maiko in Githunguri will remember the late President Mwai Kibaki as a generous and a humble leader, a leader who left a legacy in sectors of health and education in the area. Kimani Githuku, KTN News, Kiambu County.
Right, how many knew about that love story of the late Mwai Kibaki and the late Lucy Muthoni Kibaki?